Permaswole is actually really good. What's better than a pump? Maybe permanent pump. Well, in this case, we have Permaswole. This is a pump supplement formula with a unique formula I haven't seen before. So let's dive into the ingredients, and then of course we'll dive into my review. So let's go. The first ingredient, Citrulline Malate, 8 grams. This is close to the full clinical dose, but it is of course in the ratio of malate and citrulline, meaning 1-to-1 ratio here is half citrulline and half malate, I believe. And citrulline will help increase the nitric oxide production, leading to more blood flow, leading to better recovery, better nutrient delivery, and benefits are endless. So it's a very standard ingredient to have. Creatine, 3.5 grams. Now I know I don't like seeing creatine in formulas either, but there's an interesting synergy going on between creatine and the other ingredients, which we'll get to in a second. But creatine is basically the most proven ingredient to have for muscle and strength. But of course, it's cheap to have. You can have it from any supplement. It's not expensive. Then we have Betadine, 3 grams. This will help with hydration as well, just like creatine. It's an osmolate and will help with muscle and strength. At 3 grams, that's a nice full dose for a daily pump supplement. So then we have sucrose. This is 2 grams. This is basically like glucose. It's a simple form of a carbohydrate. It should theoretically help you absorb the creatine and the other ingredients in here. And then we have New Level. New Level, this one is an interesting nitric oxide booster, but not only is it good for the blood flow and the pumps, it's also good for the mind. It's used in research to help gamers increase their reaction time in gaming. It's just a very interesting thing. It basically increases the blood flow to your brain, which will have, of course, benefits for concentration and focus. Then we have nitrocinogen. This is actually like the one or the other with New Level. I've never seen a pump supplement with both New Level and nitrocinogen, so it's a very interesting combination, but they're both arginine bonded ingredients. They both have arginine silicate. So they're bonded with silicate, which will help with the bioavailability of arginine, making it more effective than arginine itself. Arginine is the most useless nitric oxide booster as far as oral supplements go. Then we have agmatine, 1 gram. This will help defend the levels of nitric oxide production, meaning you should have longer pumps, prolonged pumps basically for hours on end, especially when it's combined with other nitric oxide boosters. Then we have BioCrete. Okay, so this one is interesting. It's a form of fenugreek at 500 milligrams. So fenugreek is traditionally used in testosterone boosters to help with libido. But here it seems to be used in synergy with creatine because fenugreek can help your muscles absorb creatine. Interesting. And then we have pink Himalayan salt, 500 milligrams. This is an electrolyte, and electrolytes are super important for muscle contractions and because you lose it when you exercise. Then we have coconut water powder. Also, it's similar like Himalayan salt, but it provides potassium instead of sodium, which you need both in fact for your workouts. Then we have potassium chloride, 400 milligrams. Then we have an interesting form of green tea. So this is green tea is typically used in fat burners. It's really good because it has antioxidants and it'll basically put your body in a thermogenic state. But it's in the form of cell flow, which tells me it's more primed for the blood flow. And green tea does have those benefits for more blood flow. And so basically it'll help with pumps, help with blood vessels widen, and theoretically it should provide some nice pumps. Then we have Viso Drive, 254 milligrams. So this is a nice dose and a nice ingredient to have. It basically, there's an enzyme in your body that can narrow your blood vessels. Viso Drive helps expand and relax those vessels, allowing for more blood flow, meaning more pumps and better fullness, basically. And it's gonna work in synergy with the other nitric oxide boosters because it hits that different pathway of pumps. Then we have estrogen. Estrogen just to help you absorb all the ingredients in the formula that's taken it with, which is nice to have because there's creatine, so there's more ingredients to help you maximize creatine uptake. Then we have Canna at 25 milligrams. So Canna is sometimes used in sleep aids, but as you can see, it's also used in pre-workouts. Canna helps with the vessels, blood vessels widen as well, just like Visodrive. It'll allow for more blood flow, and it's basically like a relaxing ingredient to have. It's really nice when it's combined with other stimulants, but of course, this is a stimulant-free pump pre-workout. And so I did combine this with a pre-workout a few times, and I'll get to the details in my experience, which you can see here. Permaswole is actually really good. I really liked it, despite it not having, this microphone is stuck, despite it not having glycerol. I had some really nice juicy pumps, some really nice pumps, and much better than actually pump workouts that have, you know, only nitrates and other nitric oxide boosters without glycerol. This would have to be a top-notch pump product. This would have to be in my top, you know, for dry pumps, juicy dry pumps. Wow, I am impressed. Permaswole doesn't even have glycerol, and it's giving me some nice pumps. It feels well-rounded, but I wish it did have glycerol. That water juicy pump, especially for natties, makes a big difference. It's like blowing up a balloon. But that being said, Permaswole actually has a very nice formula, and I like it a lot better than pump supplements without glycerol, the ones that give, you know, dry pumps. Permaswole, it feels like it does a better job than most of the other pump supplements. Now, I wouldn't rank this in my top 3, but let's talk about the experience first before I actually, you know, give you a comparison to any competing pump supplements. So the pumps are insane. I've used this a few times already, 3 times, twice with a pre-workout with glycerol, but the glycerol amount was only like 1 gram and the other one was half a gram. But the pumps were actually insane. Like, I would be working out and I would get pumped almost right away, and I would want to take a picture of the fullness, and it would actually feel like a well-rounded pump supplement with glycerol, but I can tell it's not. But man, I'm liking it. Okay, so first of all, I combined this with pre-workouts, right? But today I combine it with Zeus, which doesn't really have much nitric oxide boosters at all. So I've used Zeus before, and let me just adjust the camera. I've used Zeus before, and I'm well in tuned in what kind of pumps it gives. Permaswole feels insane. Now, I've used Permaswole on all kinds of days, upper, lower, and arms. Lower, it's hard to get pumped sometimes, but the fullness in my legs actually felt really good. It felt solid, it felt tight. And my upper body day, of course, I was getting pumped even doing mobility work because I was having some shoulder issues. And even just doing the mobility work, I would get pumped. And now today, in arms day with Zeus, man, it's next level. The endurance is up. The pumps it feels like it's all angles. And it gets really tight. But I don't feel like I don't feel any fatigue when I'm working out. I feel like I could do the set all over again. And I was even trying to do 75 or 70-pound curls, but of course I've never done that before. I did one on each arm, if that even counts. It wasn't even a full rep. It was kind of like with momentum, but I felt refreshed and I could keep going. And this felt like this no matter what pre-workout I combined it with. But of course, using it alone without caffeine, and you're used to taking caffeine, you're gonna feel tired for sure, because caffeine withdrawals can hit differently and can hit really hard. But what's there to say about the pumps? The fullness it's just crazy. I'm pumped right now. I just finished my arm workout, and I do have a couple clips where I'm working out, where I'm lifting the weights, and it is incredible. I felt like I was refreshed after each set, and I could keep going. And even with little to no break in between sets, I felt like I should keep going. And I felt really nice and pumped. Even after the first set, I was flexing in front of the mirror, and I was going like, wow, there's some really nice pumps going on right now. and the fullness is crazy. And it actually lasts. It feels like it lasts until the next day. And some ingredients do have a long time, long benefits, right? Like nitrocinogen. There was a study that showed it to work for a couple of days. It might have been up to a week. I don't remember now. I need to refresh my memory on that. But the fullness lasts for more than a day easily. It's not like you'll be pumped for hours after the workout, but you'll be looking full. And especially if you work out that day and you take this later on, 6 hours later, you'll still be looking full. And of course, not completely pumped, but if it had glycerol, that fullness would it would be fuller, it'd be better. I love glycerol, but some people don't want the wet pumps. So with that all being said, where does Permaswole actually rank? So I have my favorite pump supplements. There's Dark Labs PIMP, well-rounded, has everything except for nootropics. Pump Serum by Huge Supplements, that has everything. It's well-rounded with nootropics that's required for all-day focus. And then everything else is like dry pumps. It could be, there's one by Poly Nutrition. They have, I forgot to pause my workout, but there's one by Poly Nutrition called Bare Knuckle. That one was really nice, but it doesn't have glycerol. And that glycerol really makes a difference. I think that's the secret for natties to look fuller and bigger, like a balloon being blown up. That's why I like Dark Labs PIMP and Pump Serum. Permaswole, I would actually like to rank it after Bare Knuckle. You know, Bare Knuckle comes first in terms of pumps because it has nitrates, and nitrates are really nice. But Permaswole is competing, I feel like, with Bare Knuckle in terms of pumps, in terms of what it gave me, the effectiveness, because no matter how much nitrates and citrulline and all these nitric oxide boosters you put, there's a limit, there's a roof or there's a ceiling to how pumped you'll feel. I think the most pumped you'll ever get is with glycerol, citrulline, agmatine, and then everything else is extra, the nitrates and stuff. It hits different angles of the nitric oxide pathway, which is super interesting and nice to have. But the basics, agmatine, citrulline, glycerol, and then everything else is extra. It's not completely necessary to have, but I really liked Permaswole. The original version had glycerol, but the pumps on the new Permaswole is a lot better. It lasts for hours, and it's amazing. I really liked it, and I will take it again. I look forward to using it. I felt pretty good on it as well, mentally and physically. I felt really good. And there's some nitric oxide boosters in there that increases blood flow to the brain, like New Level, which is nice to have. So yeah, you could get this product, Permaswole, from the links in the description, and if you do, you do support the channel at no extra cost to you. And I do have a discount code with Chaos and Pain, FitFrick, which also works across other stores. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and have a great day.